Welcome back. As you well know, almost every industry in the country, and actually globally, is integrating artificial intelligence into day-to-day operations. The airline industry, absolutely no different. To discuss this and a lot other in that space, I'm joined by Booking.com CEO Glenn Fogel. Glenn, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Tell my audience how, at least with airline tickets, AI is changing the world we live in.
Well, thanks for having me. And no doubt, technology and AI in particular is making it much easier for people to find out what they need, what they want, what fits their budget. AI is a great tool for that, but it's not just the airline tickets, it's the entire trip. Because there's so many permutations you can make, so many different choices that you need more information, but you're not sure how to do it. Well, AI is solving that problem, and we're trying to solve it using AI through our products like our connected trip efforts that we're doing throughout all our different brands.
So does that mean as a customer, you can ask an AI agent to walk you through an imagined trip, which is not just airlines, it's restaurant reservations, it's tea times, it's hotels, it's a hike on a special place. All of that can go through an AI agent.
That is the goal. And you and I are both old enough to remember the human travel agent. And you'd go and you'd talk to the travel agent, and you'd have that conversation. And that person would know about you, know what you liked, what you could afford. And you'd go back and forth having, as you just said, that conversation. Well, that's the purpose with AI and all these beautiful chatbots, that you can actually have that same conversation. The difference is AI knows so much more. They know everything about travel, where that old travel agent had a couple brochures, some catalogs. But this is so much more. You can do so much more and be able to come down what really is perfect for you. In addition, while I say the old style travel agent knew you, they didn't know you nearly as well as we can do with AI and really personalization. And that's going to be an incredible advantage. And there's another thing. We all know we've all been frustrated when things go wrong in travel. Well, one of the wonders of AI and us with our connected trip is when one thing goes wrong, we can try and fix everything at once. And that's a real advantage.
Does AI save us money or lead us to more expensive options?
Well, no, that's one of the great things is to provide the opportunity to save money. Now, sometimes it'll also provide value. You may spend more, but you'll be happy because you're getting more for that money. It's really being able to surface all that information in a way that you can understand it and make the choices you want to make, as opposed to be misled, or even worse, you just didn't know what was available.
Glenn, it's immaterial to you whether I admire you or not, but I do admire you because in this space, you talk about the downside risks of this new AI revolution, meaning entry-level employees are getting washed out of the system. And as you've described it in interviews, that first rung on the ladder is being taken away.
No, it really is a problematic issue that governments and leaders in business have to think very hard about. For example, customer service, I just mentioned how great it's going to be because we use AI to solve that problem. In fact, you make a call to some of our customer service agents, you're not talking to a human being, you're talking to our AI agent, which can be much faster. You don't have to wait on hold, and that's great for the customer. But it's not so good for somebody who that was going to be their first job, somebody who didn't have a lot of education, but a way to get onto that first rung of a career. And now it's no longer there. So what are we going to do for that person? How are we going to provide those entry-level jobs? Because AI is absolutely providing a way to eliminate them. And this is not new. Look, technology has been eliminating jobs for, since technology started. Basically, you go way back to the people in Northern England when weaving stuff became automated and they rioted. We have that same problem now, but the difference is it's happening so much faster. People were saying, well, jobs go away all the time. That's true. But the rate of change is what's important. And we have to think very hard, how are we going to help the people who are going to be displaced by these new technologies?
Glenn, what are you seeing in the travel space right now as inflationary pressures become more a part of the conversation?
It really depends on what part of the world you're in. We're very, very global. So in the US, travel is still going very, very strong, even though the numbers that came out yesterday about airline tickets up over 20%. That's a lot. But if you look at other parts of the world, they're being a little bit more cautious because they're concerned not only about inflation in travel, but will there be jet fuel? That's an issue that's come up a lot in other parts of the world, particularly in Asia and in Europe. Unfortunately, with the Strait of Hormuz closed, we have about about a fifth of the world's oil is not going through the straits anymore. And that's a problem because you need jet fuel to get those planes to go. So people are very concerned about not right this second, but what's going to happen a few weeks or a few months from now.
Glenn Fogel, CEO of Booking.com. It's been a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.